5 young men, a basketball game, and a road trip that should have been routine. But by morning, their car was found abandoned in the snow. Months later, only some of their bodies would be recovered. The others, still missing. This is the haunting mystery of the Yuba County Five, often called America's own Dyatlov Pass. It's February 24th, 1978, in Chico, California. 5 friends, Gary Mathias, Ted Wire, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, and Jack Hewitt, piled into a turquoise and white 1969 Mercury Montego. They were headed to a basketball game at Chico State. Each of them lived with mild intellectual disabilities or mental health conditions, but they were functioning adults, independent, and loved sports. That night, they were excited. The next day, their own team, nicknamed the Gateway Gators, was scheduled to play in a Special Olympics tournament. The men cheered, laughed, and left the stadium after the game. They stopped at a store for snacks. Then, they drove off into the night. They were never seen alive again. 2 days later, police found their Mercury Montego on a lonely mountain road in Plumas National Forest. The car wasn't stuck. It wasn't broken down. It had enough gas. The keys were missing, but the doors were unlocked. Inside were candy wrappers, programs from the basketball game, and maps of California. But no sign of the men. The road was steep and remote, not a place they'd ever have gone willingly. It was 70 miles away from Chico. What were they doing there? For months, heavy snow prevented a full search. Finally, in June, when the thaw began, the horrifying discovery started. Jack Madruga and Bill Sterling were found 11 miles from the car, side by side, frozen to death. Jack Hewitt's body was found nearby, scattered by animals, and inside a Forest Service trailer 19 miles from the car. The most chilling discovery of all. Inside the trailer lay the body of Ted Wire. He had starved to death. But here's the strange part. The trailer had food supplies, enough to last all 5 men a year. There were blankets, clothing, and heating materials. Yet none of it was used. The propane tank wasn't touched. The food was barely opened. Ted had lost nearly 100 pounds before dying. His beard showed he had survived for weeks, possibly as long as 13. Alone. But the other men were nowhere to be found. The 5th man, Gary Mathias, was never found. His shoes were inside the trailer, suggesting he was there at some point. But his body has never been recovered. Gary had a history of schizophrenia, managed with medication. Without it, some believe he may have wandered off into the forest. Others suspect something darker, that Gary may have been involved in what happened to his friends. Theories swirl to this day. Wrong turn theory. They simply got lost, panicked, and succumbed to the cold. Foul play theory. Some believe the men ran into dangerous people in the forest and were chased. Gary Mathias theory, that he snapped, leading the group into disaster. Dyatlov Pass comparison, strange circumstances, missing bodies, and unanswered questions. But none of the theories fully explain why the men ignored food, warmth, and safety in the trailer. More than 40 years later, families still don't have answers. 4 men dead, 1 vanished, and a mystery that grows colder with each passing winter. Somewhere in the forests of Yuba County, the truth waits, buried under snow, silence, and time. So I'll ask you, what do you think happened to the Yuba County Five? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you believe stories like this must never be forgotten, hit like so more people see it. Because until we know the truth, the Yuba County Five remain one of America's coldest mysteries.